we have to inspire our youth in Africa. We have to build a sense of confidence and self-belief, because this continent has got incredibly talented people, incredibly talented. We should try and create those opportunities and support them and encourage them. So it's to have a final when two of the top players in the world will be opposing each other on African turf for the top title in Africa. Exciting. The sad moment of this competition or tournament was when I visited the deceased families yesterday, the families of those who left us. And as I said, the big problem for me was always COVID-19 and Omicron, and of course there were various other issues about infrastructure that was 80% fine, functional, and you cannot really set out to be globally competitive if you're not uncompromisingly insistent on the pitch, the stadium, the infrastructure. And I mean, tomorrow morning we have to go to Douala for a meeting with the 54 presidents of CAF of Africa, as well as a meeting with the chairman of the biggest football teams in Africa to talk to them about the Super League, because we really want to accelerate the process of the Super League. There's a huge amount of excitement and interest in the Super League, and of course there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. Review our competitions in totality within CAF based on the current obligations we have and the current competitions. But my objective is very simple. Whilst I'm here to make a humble contribution to significantly improve the quality of African football at the global level, but also to ensure that the competitions of CAF on the continent are indeed world class. Nobody is interested in watching a competition on TV when the quality is average at best, and the fields, the facilities, the infrastructure, the pitch, and also where the players are staying. I mean, we had 24 nations represented, where they stay, where they train. So I'm very clear in my mind that there's an uncompromising objective in terms of the overall upliftment in the quality of African football, the infrastructure. And the day an African nation at the World Cup is part of the finals or wins the World Cup, that's when I suspect there'll be a huge amount of appreciation, not for the quality of African players, because that has been recognized over many years. I've got my views and my assessments, and there may be elements of prejudice, because I have high expectations and we have to set high standards. But I think it's more important to also hear the assessments of others. I think it has gone very well, apart from those painful experiences. And let me say something else. I mean, I'm not so happy with the pitch at Olembe. We can do better. And I'm given all sorts of explanations. It's fine. But, I mean, the traffic, people, the transport, the security, the ease of entry, the seat where you sit, the view, you can't buy cool drink or you can't buy refreshments. And in my private discussions at various levels, to overemphasize, there are things that are outside our control, which are in the control of the government. To overemphasize, guys, please don't let me down. Don't let me down. Because this is something I don't control. CAF doesn't control the police. CAF doesn't control the army. CAF doesn't control the security. It's your responsibility. But, let's make sure we've got properly trained, qualified people to do that. So I think that I'm very happy, and we've identified areas where we can improve and will improve. And those issues are the ones that goes into the discussion. Thank God the agreement wasn't signed with Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, because the agreement with Cameroon was signed. So the only leverage I had was, listen guys, you have to do these things. And what I loved was the passion and the commitment. But then came the problem. Sometimes say, President will do this. And then 2 weeks afterwards, I'm told it's not done. I can't have that. And then I've got to phone again, and Veron has to run and say, but there was this promise that the buses will be there, the cars are there, they're not there. Get them there. And I find that every time I've gone high up and said, we need this done urgently, it was done. I tell you, one of the things I want to do, and I made it clear, is to change the statutes of CAF. I mean, the president of CAF, it's almost like he's a, I don't know, Kumkani or something, I mean, he's a king. And he's like, I think Queen Elizabeth hasn't got the powers in football. And I'm sitting in a meeting and I'm saying to them, I want to hear what you think. And they say, but you must be a weak leader. Some of them. And it's the opposite. The best ideas don't come from me. The best ideas come from the people I have the privilege to work with. So, and I can tell you, we have created, a culture where, in my interest as the president, let alone the interest of CAF, the views I need to listen to are more the views that are different to my thinking. Just in case, more often than not, there are issues there that are more correct than my position, and I should alter my position. So listen, in business, if I invest where I shouldn't because I don't allow people around me to tell me don't invest, you lose your job. So you can't run an organization without the full input, guidance, and advice of the people you have to work with. African football, whilst I'm the president of CAF, the future of African football is going to be taken exclusively by the African leadership. But the African leadership is neither ignorant or naive not to recognize that for us to succeed and grow, we need partnerships. And FIFA is our most important partner. FIFA under Gianni has been a supporter of football even before I came. Part of being a leader is you've got to accept it, that people will draw all sorts of conclusions, whether right or wrong. You've got to take note of them. But I'm clear in my mind that CAF is going to work together with FIFA. CAF is going to work together with Gianni. We'll work together with Europe. We'll work together with South America and Asia, and with all of the others. So I'm just saying that Africa is in good hands in the leadership it has. And listen, there's no leader that makes things happen on his own. It doesn't exist. My success depends on the people I'm having the privilege and the honor to work with at management, as well as the vice presidents and the leadership of CAF of the 54 African countries.